Knock knock. Evan Weber, Keanu Reeves, is fooling around with his wife Karen, Ignacia Allamand, in bed on Father's Day. Their kids Jake and Lisa, Daniel and Megan Baily, enter the room with a cake for Evan. He plays with his kids as a monster and sends them out so he can get intimate with Karen. However, Karen is concerned with an upcoming exhibition set to feature her artwork, as well as preparing to take the kids out for a beach trip that Evan would have gone to were it not for a shoulder injury and being backed up with work. The Weber's friend Louis, Aaron Burns, arrives to check out the sculpture that Karen made. Evan later says goodbye to Karen and the kids, leaving him alone with their dog Monkey and a load of work for a house project. That night, the rain comes pouring down. A knock is heard at the door. Evan goes to answer and finds two beautiful women, Genesis, Lorenza Izzo, and Belle, Ana de Armas, soaking wet. Genesis says they were on their way to a party, but she left her phone at home and Belle got hers wet. Evan invites them inside to dry off and use the computer to find the party address. He then lets the ladies put their clothes in the dryer and gives them robes to wear. Evan calls them an Uber, though it will take 45 minutes to show up. As they wait for the cab and clothes, the ladies check out Karen's artwork and Evan's collection of vinyl records. Evan says he used to be a DJ, and the ladies talk about being flight attendants. They start getting into their sex lives, talking about the type of men they've slept with and how sex is a basic human need. Belle in particular appears to start coming onto Evan, but he notices the Uber is there. The ladies slip into the bathroom, where Evan goes to call them. He finds them both naked and inviting him to join them. Evan tries to resist and push them off, but the ladies start fellating him. They take this to the bedroom, where Evan has a threesome with them. The next morning, Evan finds the ladies cooking breakfast. He orders them to leave, but they continue acting playfully. Karen calls through FaceTime and tells Evan that everything is going well, except for when Jake got stung by a jellyfish. He tries to hide the fact that he still has two women in his home. To make things worse, Evan's neighbor Vivian, Colleen Camp, arrives at the door to see if he was okay from the storm. Genesis appears and puts her arms around Evan, letting Vivian know what's going on. She leaves in disgust. When Evan goes back inside, he sees that the ladies vandalized Karen's sculpture with tit and dick drawings. Evan then starts to call the cops until Genesis says she'll tell the cops that he engaged in statutory rape, claiming she and Belle are both 15. He says he'll report a break-in, so Genesis tells him to take them home. He brings them in front of a house that they claim to live in, and he leaves. The ladies then walk away from the house and into a playground. Evan cleans up and gets back to work. Later that night, he hears a shattering sound. He goes into the living room and finds a broken picture frame of him and his family. Genesis then appears behind him and knocks him out with a sculpture. Evan wakes up tied to his bed while Genesis is applying makeup in front of the mirror. Belle enters dressed in Lisa's school uniform. She starts talking to Evan like a child that's been sexually abused by her father. She forces herself onto Evan while Genesis leaves the room. Evan lets Belle straddle him, giving him a chance to loosen his binds and throw her off him. He runs to find Genesis, but she stabs him in his shoulder wound with a fork and twists it, incapacitating him. The ladies tie Evan up to a chair with an electrical cord and put headphones on him as part of their weird game show type of torture. If Evan answers a question with something Genesis disagrees with, she plays a loud, deafening sound in Evan's ears. Louis shows up at the door and enters with his keys so he can collect Karen's sculpture. Genesis pretends to be Evan's niece with Belle as her friend to make a music video. Louis then hears Evan making noise and runs to help him. He undoes Evan's gag, but runs outside when he hears more noise. The ladies are breaking the sculpture, to Louis's horror. It causes him to have an asthma attack, and Genesis has his inhaler. They toss it back and forth as Louis tries to catch it, but he slips and hits his head on the base of the sculpture, killing himself. The ladies wrap Louis's body in paper and stash him away. They plan to execute Evan at dawn. They taunt Evan with a monster voice similar to what he did with his kids, meaning they were spying on him all along. As they continue their game show, Evan finally freaks out and demands to know what they would gain from trying to kill him when they came onto him. The ladies then continue to destroy Karen's sculptures and find a hidden gun. Evan manages to escape the house, only to trip outside and get caught by Genesis. As dawn arrives, the ladies plan to carry out the execution. They tie Evan up again and put him in a grave, burying him up to his neck. Genesis grabs a small sculpture and prepares to kill Evan with it, but she instead slams it down next to him and laughs. The ladies reveal that the whole ordeal was part of a game they like to play, where they trick married men into sleeping with them, hoping to find a man that can say no to them, but nobody ever has. Belle says that Evan was her favorite. Before leaving, Genesis gives Evan his phone and shows that they uploaded the video of him having sex with Belle to Facebook. The ladies leave the house a mess while playing Where Is My Mind by the Pixies. Evan pulls his hand out of the ground to delete the video, which is already receiving hate comments, but he accidentally likes it. Karen and the kids return home to find the house a mess, and her sculptures and family pictures have hateful and ugly designs on them. Jake just thinks his dad had a party